right, are we ready? Okay, are we all set, everybody? All set?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. All right. Good evening. This is the April 11th, 2023 meeting of the Town of Amherst Historic Preservation Commission. Can we have the roll call, please?
Mancuso. Palmer.
Here.
Swartz.
Here.
Redding. Sorry, I still have to take that off. Waterman Alba.
Here.
Hershey. Kenzie.
Here.
For Town, Buckeye.
Here.
Fidel here. Quinn.
Here.
Demopoulos.
Here.
Howard. Okay.
Yeah, he is here. I did see him. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so our first item is to approve the meeting minutes. These were pretty lengthy minutes, so please be sure you've had a chance to read through them thoroughly from the March 21st, 2023 meeting. If there are any changes or anything, we want to definitely make a note of them and approve them when they're ready.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Is everyone all set? Normie, all set? All set? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? No, motion carries 5-0. All right, we have no new business tonight, so this is probably going to be a pretty short meeting. So first on our agenda for old business is 22 Chateau Terrace, landmark designation application. We had a presentation in last month's meeting. It was adjourned to allow the commission to do further research, review the materials. I've done some work on this. I don't know if anyone else wants to say anything before I do. Okay, just a couple of things that I wanted to note. Make sure that you see these. We did receive, after the meeting, from Jessica Black, pursuant to our request, the citations for some of the materials that she had in her presentation. So you should have that as a separate document, okay? And then we did also receive from her, James, did you give us that yet? The SHPO? Oh, yes. You all got this on an email anyway. I mean, everybody received this ahead of time. All set? All right, 1, 2. Okay, so, and if you, as I did this past month, if you've been reviewing through things and doing some research on your own, you'll see that this is on Chris, okay? So this is, when you go to 22 Chateau Terrace, you will see this certificate of designation, okay, for the Chateau Terrace study area, okay? And when you go on and look, which you'll do on your own, okay? But when you go on and look, you'll also see that as of this point, there isn't anything specific for the individual property itself. Because I have a question about the sort of status, because there's a lot of recent activity on, obviously for obvious reasons, I'm assuming, on the Main Street property, as well as this one, relatively recent. I did reach out to SHPO, and I emailed her a couple of questions and said that I would like to have a conversation to get clarification of what they're doing right now. Okay, if there's anything that they're continuing to work on, is there going to be something new coming up that we're not since the most recent one is March 23rd.
Are we talking about from SHPO?
If there's going to be any more documentation added to this on Chris,
Oh,
if they're in the midst of working on it. I also asked if we could get some information on the impact of this property in terms of NR status for a district as a whole, which we've done that in the past. So I did send that letter out, and I will follow up with her. I'm sure we will have a response back by May. You do have in your packet, not that you need it because you got it last month, but we do have the entire documentation packet, which does also include the Commonwealth Heritage Group report. I'm sure you read through everything too, right? I mean, most of everything that you see is coming from a couple of different places here. So, so that's the work that I've done so far. Also, last month, the owner does not need to appear. The owner, Benderson's counsel, had said that they were unable to appear at the last meeting, and to let them know if we required them to appear. We replied back to them and let them know that someone did make a presentation at the last meeting, and that we would recommend that if they care, maybe they might want to make a presentation as well. I believe the response that we got in the email, James, correct me if I'm wrong, was that he definitely wants to do it. He couldn't do it tonight. So I'm expecting, it's not set for May, but I would assume that we'll be getting something from them at the next meeting. And if not, then we go without it, okay? But just to give you an update on that. So that's what I have on this. Anyone else? Nothing more? Okay, so when I hear from SHPO, you know, I will forward any communication. It'll become part of the record, okay, on this. And we'll see what they say.
okay.
All right. Is anything else on this one?
Just a question, what is the? Norm Hershey here. What is the contact with SHPO? What's the objective there?
Well, they're obviously working on this, and so remember on another one that we did in the past, we asked them to tell us what would happen to the NR status for the district if something happened to the property in question. So that's really the same question, you know? Yeah.
As, I mean, just to quantify that more, as our surveys indicate that it's the neighborhood that should be landmarked as a district. So that's why the proposal in front of us is for one property in that neighborhood. And that's why Sue has reached out to SHPO to say this edge property, if it was to disappear, would it impact the neighborhood district that is being proposed in our survey work?
Right. Okay. Next item under old business, update on CLJ grant submission at Preservation Day. I missed the last meeting, you did too. No, the Preservation Day meeting.
Oh, yeah, I missed that.
Missed it too, yeah. But you did, everyone received the April 26th email for the roundtable, the first date. Is Dan here? If anyone, I don't know if James forwarded that to you, but anyone from the town is invited to attend that presentation on April 26th. So you and James can decide if there's, who else it would be appropriate for anyone else to attend that session. It's free. It's from 6 to 8, and it's on Zoom.
And the town board as well, Debbie?
Yeah, it's it. Government officials, anyone. No, it's April 26th.
Yep, 26. So if there's anybody from the town board that would like to attend as well?
Right.
Is that being recorded?
I don't,
Yes, I believe so.
I don't know for sure. I don't know. Yeah, so James can send that to you, and you can decide whoever. 6 to 8, it's 6 to 8. Yep. And it's, these are, I don't know who the people are, but they're legal consultants out of
Pennsylvania, I believe.
out of Pennsylvania. I mean, it's part of our grant money. We're paying them. They came in. So it's really going to be, it should be a really good presentation. So we want to make sure anyone who's interested from the town gets that.
There, though, a roundtable in May
Yes.
60,
Yes.
there's,
Yeah.
yes, okay.
That's the second one.
The second one,
That's
okay.
in person.
That's in person.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Okay. Proposal for revision of the Town of Amherst Historic Preservation Law. Ann Demopoulos did make the changes, or made some of the changes, or I don't, if you want to take a quick review of what we made in terms of changes.
Okay, generally, and I'm gonna send you all a copy, I'm sorry, I was asking your back, but, generally, the changes I made were to, and I gave you a copy of my email, to 121-4, it should be Commissioner of Building, not Building Commissioner, but throughout the document, the current commissioner is referred to as Building Commissioner. 121-5H1. I reworded that, as per, Betsy, and I think, and I reworded it further, and I think what I said was to designate historic landmarks, sites, and districts for the town board's consideration. And then, we did, this was the big, change, 121-6I, I put in the definition for scenic landmarks from the model. Mostly, I didn't take the whole part of it in, but I put it in there. You don't have any of it right now, I'm sorry. So that's in there. And then I also, there was some duplicate language in 121, B and B1, same language twice. There was some model code that's in it, basically. So I will send this around to you, tonight.
Well, yeah, and she asked me if she should send her out, and I said no, because we basically still have to approve it after it comes back from SHPO. So I did send it to SHPO, just so you know, I sent it to Linda Mackey, and so we'll get her comments. I told her our time period was, we were really hoping to get her comments back, so that we could get it circulated and have it finalized, hopefully to vote on a recommendation to the town board in the June meeting. So, and again, I'll be following up with them on this and the other matters as well, so hopefully that we'll get that back soon. BNHV Properties, update on research for possible landmarking.
No update.
No update. Education plan, websites, presentations. We had our training. We only have one remaining training session as far as HPC training is concerned. And we'll do that sometime toward the end of the year on whatever we think we want to learn about at that point in time, any needs that we might have at that point. St. Paul, St. Benedict's, possible landmarks. So in my communication with, one of the things that the reason I want to set up a call with SHPO is to discuss this and a few other properties as well, specifically the churches that we discussed last time, just to see if SHPO was still feeling that those properties, they are all designated, I mean, they all have the eligibility certificate, just to make sure, are they still feeling like they could support that? Is there anything they would like us to do, before we make a decision on whether to continue to research those and just kind of take it to the next step? So hopefully we'll be able to have those conversations relatively soon. And that's all I got on the agenda. We do want to go into executive session to talk about membership again, don't we? Still? Sure. Yeah? So can I make a motion to go into executive session, talk about membership, and then we will come back. Sorry.
I will second. Kate?
Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? No, motion carries. Okay. And you should have these. All right, we are recording. Okay, we've returned from executive session. I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. This is Kate.
I will second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? No motion